Good morning, students. The topic of today's lecture is various myths about entrepreneurship. So, in this lecture, we will study various myths or various misconceptions general public have towards the concept of entrepreneurship. As we have studied the concept of entrepreneurship, in this concept, new ideas are being generated and work is being done upon those ideas with full enthusiasm, and a risk is being taken in the expectation of profit and growth in future. So keeping in mind all these facts, we will today study various myths about entrepreneurship. And the first myth is you need money to start your business. So students, this is the oldest entrepreneur's myth of all times. The first thing that comes out when you ask people about entrepreneurship is that we need to have huge financial support and have to be rich. So, for example, if we are talking or we are having an interaction between our friend group and one of us asks, okay, yes, I want to start a business and I am thinking about becoming an entrepreneurship. The first and the foremost idea which comes in every other friend's mind is that, okay, whether you have that much amount of money. Okay. Do you have the money to invest? Okay. How will you arrange that money? So all these things are the first and the foremost questions which are being asked by or which are being thought about by the concept of entrepreneurship. So that is not always true. The world has seen so many examples of people who are self-made and who started out without any support. Many entrepreneurs have started business amidst troubling financial circumstances. There are a lot of examples where we can show and prove that yes, we know we do not, if we do not have enough money, if we do not have enough financial resources, even then we can start up a new enterprise. Next is risk taking route. People generally believe that most successful entrepreneurs take wild, uncalculated risks in starting their organization. Students, it is the perception of people that the entrepreneurship is a risky affair and it is a bluff or it is an uncalculated set of risks which are being taken by a person or a group of people. But it is not true to 100% extent. Yes, risk is there. It is major part of any business idea, but it is mostly later in the development of the company when the idea has created some real value. Do entrepreneurs take risk of losing it all if they want to grow continuously? So yes, risk is there, but it is not calculated, uncalculated. It is thought upon and it is totally calculated risk. All the profits and losses which can be there due to that risk are being analyzed, assessed, and only then that risk is being taken. Next is you need to be an expert. So this is the third myth about entrepreneurship. According to Steve Wozniak, who helped start Apple Computers, was a software engineer at Hewlett Packard when he built the first Apple computer. There are many examples like Steve Wozniak who break his myth. It's not true that most successful entrepreneurs have strong expertise and years of experience in the industries. So there are many people, the owners of Flipkart, they were not actually from business background, they were working. And when they started with the Flipkart, the concept of Flipkart and e-commerce, they became successful entrepreneurs. So these are various other examples. There are many other examples are there which can prove that yes, you don't need to be an expert. You don't need to have an expertise in that field. But yes, you should have a proper planning and you should have an enthusiasm to work in that particular area. The founders of successful companies may become knowledgeable and prominent in their field later on, but during early growth stage, they are likely to start as amateurs with little experience in the field. Now, next myth is proper planning and clear vision. People believe that most successful entrepreneurs have a well planned business idea and they have researched and developed their ideas before taking any real action. Okay, this is true that the ideas are being properly planned and they are being developed after proper market research. But students, let me clear you this thing that in today's competitive scenario, the market situations change every day. You cannot just do a market research, formulate an idea, and just sit back and think, yes, your idea would be successful. No, you have to keep continuous feedback and continue review of your idea so that you get new updates and your idea becomes more and more effective. It's true that you need strategic planning and proper research, but these are later stages of the development rather than a necessary initial ingredient. So, from starting only, we can't think that yes, we need to be perfect because till we reach that time to be perfect, more inputs would come, and you can never have a perfect business idea. For many startups, extensive research and planning are generally unnecessary and financially impossible. Ability to adapt is much more important than a thorough, rationalized decision making process. So, as we have discussed earlier, also, that our ability to adapt, our ability to be flexible towards new inputs, we need to have proper and regular feedbacks, proper reviews, proper suggestions from experts, and we need to update our idea on periodic basis. So, we should be focusing upon adaptability, flexibility rather than perfection. Moving further, you need luck to be successful. So, this is also a myth. Now, Bill Gates' example is given. He is the world's richest man. Is it all luck? No. Luck is not an essential ingredient for the success of a business. In addition to the argument of luck, Bill Gates is also very smart and resourceful person. So yes, luck is being considered an essential ingredient, but it cannot be depended upon wholly. You need to be smart, you need to be resourceful, you need to be a person with flexibility and ability to use his or her resources to the maximum optimum level. This is a very clear fact. Businesses have various issues on everyday basis. Many problems also arise, many unpredictabilities also arise, but best businessman, best entrepreneur is only that person who can think, who is smart enough to use the available resources to his or her success. This is the story of most business people who prospered with hard work, drive, and intelligence. Dhirubhai Ambani was not an big industrialist. He started with very small scale jobs. By the passage of time, his sons joined him, and now they are one of the richest people in the world, even though Dhirubhai Ambani is not anymore amongst us. But his both sons, Mukesh Ambani and Anil Ambani, they are one of the richest people in India as well as Asia as well as world. So you need to be smart, you need to be resourceful, you need to be having an ability to expand your business to become successful entrepreneurs. Next myth is you need a great idea to be successful. Entrepreneurship became synonymous in public mind with new age or unconventional. This is another common myth about entrepreneurship, that is lack of great idea. For example, a person wants to start a business but he is not able to come up with a new idea, or he always thinks that yes, oh, my idea is not so perfect, my idea is not so unique, so maybe I can't start a business. So it is a myth actually. Yes, ideas should be there, ideas should be unique, but you have to work upon those ideas by keeping in mind the needs and wants of the customers, because customers are the backbone of any market. It's true that some entrepreneurs run unorthodox businesses, but on the other hand, there are people who are owners of a restaurant chain or automobile moguls, and they are no less than of entrepreneurs than unorthodox business owners. So people are there who are owners of business chains, those who have the same concept from many years, and still they are successful businessmen, they are successful entrepreneurs. So every time, it is not necessary to have a great idea. An idea becomes great when you are able to implement it in the best possible manner. So students, there is a difference. An idea to be great, and to make an idea great by implementing it in the best possible manner. Furthermore, a great idea is less important than a profitable, proven business model. So, a great idea in the initial part is less important than a profitable business model, may be new, may be old, but yes, it is generating profit and growth for you. So, an idea becomes great when it becomes profitable. Next is personality myth. Many people believe that to be an entrepreneur, you need to have certain personality traits, and that people who are entrepreneurs are born with it. So it is also a myth that you need to have a set traits of personality which can make you a successful entrepreneur. There is no such thing. Yes, traits are there with which you are born, but there are traits which you can acquire through knowledge, reading books, and with the company of good people, successful people. Great entrepreneurs are made through experience and nurture, and not through nature. So, experience, knowledge, and nurturing makes you a successful businessman rather than your nature, rather than your moods. If you are passionate and have a great idea, you stand every chance to be an entrepreneur. So, if you have enthusiasm, you have the abilities, you have a burn inside you to become a successful entrepreneur. Yes, you can be, and you can be a successful businessman. Next is immediate success. Most famous people in any field are the ones who succeeded right out of the gate. Google is the best example in this regard because of the overnight success they got. But there is still room in the business world for people who learn from their mistakes, who fall and again start. There are many individuals who saw success after a great amount of hard work. So, students, it is also a myth of immediate success. Yes, we have examples of many companies like Google who attained overnight success, who attained success very quickly. But many examples are there in which businessmen have struggled a lot and then they became successful. Example of Amazon owner Jeff Bezos, example of Apple's owner, example of Reliance Industries, example of Tata's. They have worked hard, they have been through every phase, they have faced difficulties, they have seen ups and downs, and then they ultimately became successful businessmen. Winston Churchill rightly said, success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. So, even successful businessmen face failures. But you become successful entrepreneur, a successful businessman, if the percentage of successes is more than the percentage of failures. That is the thing which differentiates between a successful entrepreneur and a failed entrepreneur. Moving further, next myth is on your own. Starting a business by yourself is wonderful, but it's really hard. The saying of too many cooks spoil the broth doesn't apply in business. You need a partner who will share the same thoughts of success as you. So, when we run a business, when we want to grow a business, we need to have our own network. We can't depend upon a single person because even ourselves, we have limits. We have time constraints, we have energy constraints, and we cannot handle everything individually if we want a big, successful business. We need to have partners, we need to have our network of people who work with us, who work for us. A partner will help you fight the challenges which your business will face and will always guide you on the right track. Having a partner also takes off some pressure from you. In case you need your personal time, a partner also serves as a second eye. So I told you, you cannot be 100% available with 100% time and energy every time if you want to have a big business. You need to have a partner, you need to have a network, and those people can help you out in your absence also. So, running a business on your own is just a myth in today's competitive scenario. Last myth is it's easy. The idea that everyone is capable of working for themselves easily and that everyone can be an entrepreneur without putting in the effort is a myth. Students, becoming an entrepreneur is one thing, becoming a successful entrepreneur is another thing. To be a successful entrepreneur, we need to have the energy and enthusiasm. There are many ups and downs in every business. We need to have that courage to face every difficulty, and it is not an easy path. You need to give your 100% inputs, and during that time only you can realize that yes, success can be a part of it. There are several important differences between entrepreneurship and employment, and some are incapable of making the needed adjustments. The mindset of employed people and the mindset of entrepreneurs is really different from each other. In entrepreneurship, we have a feeling of belongingness. We are ready to work with our hearts, and we are ready to work throughout the day, throughout the night, because we think that yes, it is our own work. So it is not an easy task, it is a difficult thing. There are some people who can not get work done without external pressure, and for them entrepreneurship is just a dream. In entrepreneurship, students, you are your own bosses. You need to have own self discipline. You need to be very much disciplined, and you need to be very much answerable to yourself. And many people, most of the people cannot work with discipline until and unless some external pressure is applied on them. So here is the difference between the mindset of an entrepreneur and an employed person. So students, in this lecture we studied various myths about entrepreneurship, how they are being formulated in the minds of people, and how entrepreneurship plays a vital role in the overall development of economy. And we discussed various examples through which we can exemplify and we can explain that yes, there are various myths about entrepreneurship, and we need to overcome those myths to be successful businessmen and successful entrepreneurs. This was all with the lecture. If you have any doubt, you are most welcome to ask me. Thank you very much.